Kia ora, and welcome to Wednesday's Economy Watch, where we follow the economic events and trends that affect Aotearoa. I'm David Chaston, and this is the international edition from interest.co.nz. And today we lead with news. The Americans are talking up apparent signals from Tehran that will allow them to declare victory and go home. Markets are taking all this at face value. But first today, there was a dairy pulse auction overnight where prices dipped from the prior week, with whole milk powder down 1.5%, skim milk powder down 1.9%, and butter down 6.8%. Results in New Zealand dollars limited these US dollar drops. In the US, the Conference Board survey of consumer sentiment rose marginally in March from its recent lows. That was despite surging inflation expectations, now well over 5%, and a continuing decline in consumers' future expectations. Meanwhile, US job openings in February retreated, and by a bit more than expected. Quits fell too as job security fears rose. Hiring decreased. And the Chicago Business Barometer fell in March from near a 4-year high in February, but the dip wasn't anticipated. Still, it is the third consecutive month of growth in Chicago's economic activity, rare since 2022, though the pace of expansion slowed significantly. New orders and output continued to grow, but at a slower pace, while jobs decreased there. However, the Dallas Fed Services PMI took quite a tumble to its steepest contraction in almost a year, and a big retreat from February for both their activity and outlook measures. Costs there are rising much faster than prices. And the US is getting no relief from petrol and diesel prices as they hit another high milestone. The gap between West Texas Intermediate and Brent is unusually narrow at present. In Canada, and perhaps unexpectedly, they reported a small expansion in economic activity in January from December and a slightly faster expansion in February from January. In the face of the threats and bullying from their obnoxious southern neighbour, this is resilience that few expected. In China, major property developer Vanke posted an enormous loss for 2025 and said it is facing a wall of funding maturities. Vanke has survived because of Shenzhen government ownership support, although that has been dialed back too. Meanwhile, China reported better than expected industrial expansions, in their case for their official March factory PMIs. And their services PMI also recorded improvement into expansion, again unexpected. Typically, these official surveys have been more pessimistic than the unofficial ones from S&P Global, which won't be released for March until later today. They too are expected to record expansion. Japanese data for industrial production and retail sales, both for February, sagged and by a bit more than anticipated. In Korea, they reported industrial production data that was surprisingly weak in February. Global air passenger travel rose a strong 6.1% in February from the same month in 2025, bolstered by the timing of Chinese New Year. In fact, domestic travel within China in February was up 12.5%. Overall, international passenger travel was up 5.9%, with the Asia-Pacific region rising 8.6%. Much of this expansion will be upended now with the March disruptions and sentiment retreats. The US Treasury 10-year yield is now just on 4.31%, down 3 basis points from yesterday. And the price of gold will start today up $94 from yesterday, now at $4,641 an ounce. Silver is up $4 to $74.50 an ounce. American oil prices, though, are down $1, just on $101.50 a barrel, while the international Brent price is down $7.50, now just on $104.50 a barrel. Ship transit traffic in the Straits of Hormuz seems to be slowly returning, but on Iran's terms. And the Kiwi dollar is 30 basis points firmer against the US dollar from yesterday, now at 57.4 US cents. Against the Aussie, we're down another 20 basis points at 83.2 Australian cents. We're little changed against the yen. Against the euro, we're down 30 basis points at just on 49.6 euro cents. That all means our trade-weighted index starts today up 10 basis points at just over 61.2. And the Bitcoin price starts today at $67,646 and up 0.4% from this time yesterday. Volatility of the past 24 hours has been moderate at just over plus or minus 1.8%. You can get more news affecting the economy in New Zealand from interest.co.nz. Kia ora, I'm David Chaston. We'll do this again tomorrow.